Hey, look, I gotta give a shout out to Robus Beta of the Coon Docs, DJ Roach. We did the interview yesterday, and I'll post some of it on Facebook. Had a good time. It's always good to see people taking their destination in their own hands, getting out and creating something, and stepping out on the fate that they will succeed because they have this burning. Desire to produce and to actually make a statement or just to let the world know, hey world, I'm out here trying to make something of myself and I'm out here trying to build. And a lot of it comes out of creative thought, original thought, and we get out here and we try to bring it forth in reality, especially to those that are younger than us, or this next generation that's coming up. We have to forge a path, a way for them so they can succeed. We see some of the mistakes that we've made in life, and we have to be humble enough to say, don't do this, and give them a reason why they shouldn't do it, and show them the outcomes and different examples, and basically just put your math to the situation to give them something that they can actually visualize and see. Sometimes you have to explain what you're meaning. You can't just say, uh, don't do this, because they might say, well, why? And you have to explain, if you do this, it'll lead to this. And, you know, we don't want to see you wound up in any negative outcome. So why don't you try it this way? Uh, that way you can have a better chance of having success. And that's what the music is about. That's what Verbal Pick Radio is about. It's basically saying that in order to get beyond 30, you have to be wise, have some wisdom. You have to be a visionary. You have to be prophetic in a sense. You have to know mathematics. You have to know science. You have to be organized. You have to plan. And you have to pass all those traits to the next generation that's coming up, because in this society, in this world, nobody's going to give anybody anything. Sweat of your brow, uh, the confidence within yourself, no fear. We get out and we make things happen. Coming into 2017, and President Obama's farewell address that he gave, he stated that people will debate about climate change, but the next generation will actually be in it. They'll live through the changing of the atmosphere, meaning that people debate and talk about things, but who gets out there and push back against those who are uh, introducing things that would be harmful to this environment, such as the Native Americans did in Colorado when they didn't want the pipelines to go through their reservations and through their water system. They stood and said, "Not today. We love our children. We want them to be safe, and we are a part of this planet." And in Obama's farewell speech, he was talking about freedom, fighting for freedom, you know. And he also was stating how the middle aged white man on the outside, he might look, or you might think everything is okay, but he's suffering just as well as any other race on this planet. There's no difference. So basically, Obama was saying that I have information. I'm privy to certain information that you all don't see, and I'm telling you that in this future time, you have to fight for your freedom. They're not gonna just give it to you. It's not happening. So basically, with the music, uh, the poets, the talent, uh, the the activists, the teachers, all have a duty and a job to make sure we forge a positive way for the youth, the next generation, because we don't want to pass down uh, injustice and racism and have them go through what black people went through for 460 years. We want to actually take a step forward to change a negative reality, and we have the capabilities to do that. And you have uh, a lot of people on the front line that put their life on the line. Like Brother Farrakhan says, I put my life on the line for black people because I love black people and want to see us reach our highest of heights, that we're capable of, because we are direct descendants of the Creator Himself. So there's no reason we should be living subpar. It's not in our genetic makeup. It's not in our DNA. So it's a lot of work to be done, you know. And coming up on the Martin Luther King holiday that's coming up this weekend, uh, we want to see what we can do to make the dream a reality, because it's still a dream at this stage. We not with all the police brutality, we haven't came together for a kumbaya moment yet, but that's because work has to be done and respect has to be uh, honored among us, especially all the contributions that we contributed to building this nation. Uh, we would actually be, I don't know, for a lack of a better word, but we would actually be insane to allow injustice and to accept that injustice and see ourselves as second class citizens with all of the great history and teachings that we gave to the world, and to sit back and say, I'll let you feel as though you superior to me, and I won't voice my opinion uh, because I don't want to cause any commotions. I hope that you will see me as your brother by taking those actions, and time has shown that's not the case. You have to tell your story. You have to be brave. You have to be bold. You have to step out on faith, and you have to give an example to this upcoming generation that there are people out there who will fight for their freedom and their right for expression and their right just to be left alone so they can think and study and not be bombarded with such negative stereotypes that Hollywood put out portraying the black male, the black female. Matter of fact, we have to, and all these actors and actresses, these script writers and directors, uh, because the world looks at life through the lens. So tell the story, create a positive, uplifting narrative of black people in society to counter the writers who sit in that dark room and come up with storylines that will portray black people in a negative light. It's time out for all of that. We have minds, we have books, we have people that we can uh, tell their great story in the theater. We have good writers. We can start at the grassroots level. I'm seeing all these numbers on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and whatnot, to where we can form our own platform and have enough people to share these different ideas with. The things that I do, I'm not asking for any money. It's not about the money. It's about changing a narrative for a future generation. So that's why I'm here. That's why I say what I say, and why I share my past experience from what I've seen in life, and I'm just sharing it with the youth. That way, they can't say, well, I want to hear voices heard. People want to hear people speak on different topics and subjects of life. They might grab the good from it that they can use, and what they can't use, they leave it alone. They leave it alone where it's at. But communication always been a key for upliftment. Uh, Communication has been going home since the beginning of time. So it's important to communicate, share ideas and share thoughts, even if you just building on different topics and subjects that affect people as a whole. So continue to grow. Check us out, Verbal Pick Radio. We have the documentary that we're currently preparing right now. We're shooting. I got some scenes to shoot tomorrow. That's coming in the near future. You know, it's something that I always wanted to do. It's not easy. This is my first attempt at it, and so it was on my heart to do it. I wanted to do it, and hey, we rolling with it, and we out.